Hello guys, welcome to Co Academy. Guys, in this video we'll be talking as to how Hawala transaction, that is how money is sent from one person to another through Hawala is done. We will talk about the modus operandi of this. So suppose that Mr. Robert is an Indian national and he is living in US, and of course he is doing a job there, and he wants to send money to his parents back in India. So he wants to send $500 in particular. So what he will do is that, of course, there is banking channel through which he can send, but for some reason Mr. Robert does not want to send the money through banking channel, probably because transfer fees are involved, or it could be any other reason. So he wants to send $500. So what he will do is that he will approach an hawaladar in US. Let's suppose that his name is Harvey. Okay, so Mr. Robert will give $500 to Harvey, and Harvey, who is a hawaladar, will give a passcode to Mr. Robert. Now, what will happen is that Mr. Robert will also tell his parents will tell his parents that he has sent them $500 through a hawaladar, and Mr. Robert will also tell his parents the passcode. Now, Mr. Robert's parents know the passcode. Now, what the hawaladar in the US, Harvey, will do is that he will contact a trusted hawaladar back in India. Let's suppose his name is Arjun. Now, he will tell Arjun, that is Harvey, will tell Arjun that please pay $500 to Robert's parents, and he will also tell Arjun the passcode. So now the hawaladar in India, that is Arjun, he knows the passcode, and he knows that he has to transfer $500 to Robert's parents. Now Robert's parents back in India will go to Arjun, and they will tell him that his son has sent them $500, and they will also tell Arjun the passcode. Now if the passcode is correct and the details which were provided to Arjun by Harvey are correct, they match, that is the version and details provided by Harvey to Arjun and what Robert's parents give to Arjun, they match, then he will pay them $500. That is, Arjun will pay them $500. Now, in all of this transaction, just keep in mind that no physical money moves from US to India. Mr. Robert does not send $500 in cash or through banking channel to Robert's parents. Nor does Hawaladar Harvey send any money to Hawaladar Arjun. It's only that some money is lying with Harvey, that is Hawaladar Harvey, and some money is lying with Hawaladar Arjun back in India. They know each other, of course, they are doing the business of Hawala. Now, when somebody sends money from US to India, Arjun will use his account, who is in India, and he will pay the beneficiaries in India. Whereas if someone wants to send money from India to US, remember once again, money will not flow from India to US. It will just be a paper transaction. That is, Harvey here has money in the US, and if somebody says that pay this money to a beneficiary in the US, then Harvey will pay out of his own account. So no money is crossing the borders. That's why Hawala transactions are discouraged by all the countries, and many have made Hawala illegal because there is no trail of money. It's only that one people is telling in US that okay, give money to another in the India on his behalf. There is no transfer of $500. Now, how do hawaladars benefit from this? Well, what they do is that when Mr. Robert asked Harvey that pay my parents $500, then Harvey, the hawaladar, would tell them that this is the transaction charges. So he will get a commission or a transaction charges, and same goes with Arjun. He will also deduct commission or transaction charges from Robert's parents while giving them $500. So let's suppose that in a particular year, Harvey paid his beneficiaries in US $500, and in that year Arjun paid the beneficiaries $600. This means that the net effect was $600. That is, Arjun paid more to the beneficiaries. So what will happen is that Harvey in the year end or at the end of 6 months or quarterly, whatever the agreement between the two hawaladars, he will pay $600 to Arjun. Now both these hawaladars will settle their account. So in the end, the transaction will only be of 100 rupees because they only net off, and what's due from each other, they only pay to each other. So this results in lack of documentation, because in actual the transactions or the transfers were for $1,100, $500 plus $600, $1,100, but the money flowed through banking channel by only $100. So this means that with Hawala, there is extreme underreporting of the real quantum of the money transferred or transactions. So this means that there is also less taxes paid because less transactions are there. So another aspect of Hawala is that it can also be used for terror financing. For example, often it's been alleged that many of terror outfits they get money through Hawala transactions. But there are pros and cons of it, and of course, it's a very old method. It originated in India, but it's still in practice in many countries because it's easy and no banking channels are involved. So anyone without a bank account, even they can send the money to their parents in poor countries. So there are pros and cons to this, but I hope this tutorial made clear as to what is a Hawala transaction. And if you want more such videos, do subscribe to the channel, and you can of course explore the various playlists in this channel, and you will find lots and lots of useful content. Do subscribe. Thank you.